Hey, this is Sumitras, and in this video I'll explain what I learned from that that video, that lecture video. So I'll learn about several important concepts related to data modeling, particularly focusing on logistic regression, gradient descent, neural network, and k-means clustering. Here is a quick review of that key points. Okay, the first one is logistic regression. My fault, sorry. Logistic regression is used for classification problems, which means it helps in predicting binary outcomes, like determining whether an email is spam or not spam. Unlike linear regression, which predicts continuous values, logistic regression predicts probabilities. The output is a value between 0 to 0 and 1, indicating the likelihood of belonging to a certain class. For example, if we use logistic regression to classify images, the model predicts the probability of whether an image is a cat or dog. If the probability is greater than 0.5, the model classifies it as cat. If less than 0.5, it classifies as dog. The sigmoid function is used to squash the output in the probability range. The function helps the model handle a wide range of data inputs and outputs a value between 0 and 1. Now we move on to second part, that is gradient descent. So it is a fundamental optimization technique used to minimize the cost function in machine learning. The goal is to adjust the model weights to reduce the error or cost. The method works by calculating the derivative of the cost function and adjusting the weights in the direction of steepest descent, the direction that reduces the cost. The learning rate controls the size of the step taken in each iteration. If the step size is too large, the model might overshoot the optimal solution. If it is too small, the model might take too long to converge. Over time, gradient descent help the model converge to the best possible weights to minimize error. Now we move on to third one, that is neural network. It is made up of layers of neurons, also called perceptrons. These networks are designed to handle complex tasks like classification or regression. Neural network typically has an input layer where the features are fed in, one or more hidden layers that process and transform the data, an output layer that makes the final prediction or classification. The connections between layers are weights, and the goal during training is to adjust these weights using gradient descent to make accurate predictions. And the last one is k-means clustering. It is an unsupervised learning algorithm used to group data points into clusters based on their similarity. Unlike supervised learning, we do not need labeled data. You define the number of clusters before applying the algorithm. The algorithm then randomly selects centroids for each cluster and assign data points to the nearest centroid. To determine the best number of clusters, methods like elbow method and Silhouette scores can be used. Overall, the video taught me how logistic regression and neural network are used to classification problem, how gradients descent optimize machine learning models, and how k-means clustering helps group data without needing labeled outputs. These concepts are essentials in building and evaluating machine learning models. That's it. That's the summary of the video that I watched, the lecture video. I'm the only one person in my group